the spirituality and worldview of Native Americans. Introduction to Native American spirituality. Native American spirituality is deeply rooted in a reverence for nature and a belief in the interconnectedness of all living things. Unlike many Western religious traditions, Native American spiritual practices are not confined to a single belief system or written scripture. Instead, they are diverse, varying from tribe to tribe, but sharing common themes of respect for the natural world, a focus on community, and a belief in the spiritual presence of ancestors. Spirituality was not viewed as a separate aspect of life, but was intertwined with daily activities, governing everything from hunting to farming to social customs. Connection to nature and animism. At the core of Native American spirituality is the belief that everything in nature, animals, plants, rivers, mountains, and even the wind, has a spirit. This concept, known as animism, teaches that humans are part of a broader spiritual ecosystem, with all beings deserving of respect and care. For many tribes, ceremonies and rituals were performed to honor the spirits of animals that were hunted, to give thanks for the harvest, or to ensure good weather and successful crops. In many Native American cultures, certain animals were considered spiritual guides or totems, representing specific qualities such as wisdom, strength, or bravery. These animals were believed to offer protection or guidance to individuals or entire tribes. The eagle, for instance, is often seen as a symbol of strength and connection to the divine because of its ability to fly at great heights, closer to the heavens. Sacred ceremonies and rituals. Ceremonies play a central role in Native American spirituality, marking important events in life, seasonal changes, or spiritual connections. The practices and significance of these ceremonies differ between tribes, but many share common elements such as the use of sacred objects, music, dance, and prayer. One of the most well-known rituals is the Sun Dance, practiced by several Plains tribes, including the Lakota and Cheyenne. This ceremony is a time of prayer, sacrifice, and renewal, usually performed in the summer. Participants fast, dance, and sometimes undergo physical trials, such as piercing, as a means of showing devotion and seeking spiritual blessings for the tribe. Another important practice is the use of sweat lodges, which are enclosed, dome-shaped structures where participants gather to pray, meditate, and purify themselves through intense heat. The steam generated in the lodge represents cleansing both physically and spiritually, helping individuals to connect with the Creator and the spirits of the land. The role of the shaman or medicine person. In many Native American societies, the shaman or medicine person holds a central role as the spiritual leader and healer. These individuals are believed to have a deep connection with the spiritual world and the ability to communicate with the spirits of nature, ancestors, and the divine. They are called upon to perform healing rituals, lead ceremonies, and offer guidance during important decisions or crises within the community. Healing in Native American traditions often involved more than just treating physical ailments. It was seen as a holistic process that addressed the spiritual, emotional, and physical well-being of the individual. The use of medicinal plants, such as sage, cedar, and sweetgrass, was common in healing ceremonies, and these plants were often considered sacred for their ability to restore balance and harmony to the body and spirit. The influence of spirituality on social structure. Native American spirituality also influenced the social and political structures of many tribes. Leadership was often based on spiritual wisdom, and the chief or leader was seen as not just a political figure, but a spiritual guide as well. Decisions were made collectively, often with the guidance of spiritual practices, such as seeking visions or consulting the council of elders. The concept of Mother Earth was another critical aspect of Native American belief systems, and it deeply influenced how tribes treated the land. The earth was seen as a living, breathing entity that provided for the people, and thus, it was treated with the utmost respect. Overhunting, wastefulness, or environmental destruction were seen as offenses not only to nature, but to the spiritual balance of the world. Modern-day preservation of Native American spirituality. Despite centuries of colonization, forced assimilation, and suppression of Native American cultures, many tribes have managed to preserve their spiritual traditions. Today, Native Americans continue to practice their ceremonies, teach their spiritual values to younger generations, and reclaim their sacred sites, which were often taken over or desecrated by European settlers. The revival of Native American spirituality is not only a cultural resurgence, but also a form of resistance against historical injustices. Powwows, for example, are gatherings that celebrate Native American culture through dance, music, and storytelling, offering a space for both native and non-native people to experience and honor these spiritual traditions. In recent years, many Native American communities have also focused on protecting sacred lands from environmental degradation, advocating for the preservation of sites that hold spiritual significance. The ongoing struggle to protect sites like the Black Hills, Paha Sapa, in South Dakota, considered sacred by the Lakota people, highlights the deep spiritual connections Native Americans have with their ancestral lands. Conclusion: Native American spirituality offers a unique and profound perspective on the world, one that emphasizes harmony with nature, respect for all living beings, and the interconnectedness of life. Despite centuries of challenges, Native Americans have preserved these traditions, passing them down through generations and continuing to draw strength from their spiritual heritage. Today, their spirituality not only serves as a source of cultural pride, but also as a powerful reminder of the importance of living in balance with the natural world. The role of women in Native American societies. Introduction. Women in Native American societies held significant roles that were often integral to the social, political, and economic functioning of their communities. Contrary to many Western societies where women were historically marginalized, many Native American tribes valued women for their contributions and leadership. While each tribe had its unique customs, the role of women was typically central, and their influence extended beyond the household into governance, trade, and spirituality. Economic and domestic responsibilities. In most Native American tribes, women were responsible for vital economic activities such as agriculture, gathering food, and managing the household. In agrarian tribes like the Iroquois and Cherokee, women played a crucial role in farming, cultivating crops such as corn, beans, and squash, known as the Three Sisters. These crops were not only essential for the survival of the tribe, but also symbolized a balance and unity that reflected the cooperative nature of their communities. Women were also skilled in crafting and producing goods. They made clothing, blankets, and pottery, often incorporating artistic designs that told stories or held spiritual significance. Their craftsmanship was highly respected, and in some cases, their products were traded with other tribes or European settlers, making them active participants in the economy. In nomadic tribes like the Lakota or Comanche, women were responsible for setting up and dismantling the family's teepee as they moved with the seasons. Their work was critical to the tribe's ability to adapt to their environment, ensuring that shelter and supplies were always ready when needed. Political power and governance. In many Native American societies, women held significant political power, often in ways that contrasted with the patriarchal systems of European settlers. Among the Iroquois, for example, women had the right to select male leaders, known as chiefs, and could remove them from power if they failed to fulfill their duties. These women were known as clan mothers, and their political influence extended across the Iroquois Confederacy, a powerful union of 6 tribes in the northeastern United States. This matrilineal system, where lineage and inheritance were passed through the mother's line, was common in several tribes. It granted women authority in decision-making processes, especially those related to land and family. Property, such as homes and agricultural fields, was often owned and controlled by women, giving them a secure and influential position within their communities. Even in tribes where leadership roles were primarily held by men, women often acted as advisors and played a vital part in consensus building. Their perspectives were valued, and their voices were important in resolving conflicts and maintaining harmony within the tribe. Spiritual and cultural roles. Women also played key roles in Native American spiritual and cultural life. In many tribes, they were seen as life-givers and caretakers of the earth, which was often considered a feminine entity, referred to as Mother Earth. This deep connection with nature imbued women with spiritual significance, and they often participated in important rituals and ceremonies. In some cultures, women could be spiritual leaders or healers. For example, among the Plains tribes, women often played roles in medicine and healing practices, using their knowledge of plants and herbs to treat illnesses and injuries. They were respected for their spiritual insight and healing abilities, sometimes serving as shamans or medicine women within the community. Women were also responsible for passing down oral traditions, which were crucial in preserving the tribe's history, culture, and values. Through storytelling, songs, and rituals, they ensured that the tribe's knowledge and heritage were transmitted to future generations. Women in times of conflict. Native American women were not only caregivers and nurturers, they also played active roles during times of conflict. While men typically fought in battles, women supported war efforts in various ways. They prepared food and supplies for warriors, cared for the injured, and in some cases participated directly in battle. Women of the Comanche, for example, were known for their skill in horseback riding and would often accompany men on hunting and warfare expeditions. In times of conflict, women sometimes took on leadership roles, especially when the tribe's survival was at stake. Furthermore, in several tribes, women acted as negotiators or mediators during peace talks. Their influence in diplomacy reflected the respect they commanded within their tribes and underscored their essential role in maintaining social cohesion. Impact of European colonization on women's roles. The arrival of European colonizers drastically altered the lives of Native American women. European settlers often imposed their own gender norms on Native societies, disrupting the traditional balance of power. Missionaries, for example, attempted to convert Native Americans to Christianity and impose European-style domestic roles on women, viewing their traditional roles as incompatible with European ideals of womanhood. Colonization also led to the displacement of tribes, forcing many Native American women into poverty and disrupting the economic systems in which they had played such a vital role. The forced relocation of tribes, as seen in events like the Trail of Tears, separated women from their lands, stripping them of the resources and power they had once controlled. Despite these challenges, Native American women have continued to play significant roles in their communities. They have been central to efforts to preserve their cultures, reclaim their lands, and fight for the rights of Native peoples. Many women have emerged as leaders in the Native American civil rights movement, advocating for the restoration of sovereignty and protection of sacred lands. Contemporary Native American women. Today, Native American women continue to be leaders in their communities, working to preserve their cultural heritage and address modern-day challenges. Many have become prominent figures in tribal governments, activism, and education. Native American women are also at the forefront of efforts to address issues like domestic violence, substance abuse, and poverty, which disproportionately affect Native communities. Organizations such as the National Indigenous Women's Resource Center, IWRC, and the Native Women's Association of Canada, NWAC, work to empower Native women and advocate for their rights. These groups have been instrumental in raising awareness about issues like the epidemic of missing and murdered Indigenous women, a crisis that has garnered national and international attention. Conclusion. Women in Native American societies have always been key figures, contributing to the social, economic, and spiritual well-being of their communities. While colonization brought immense challenges, the resilience and strength of Native American women have persisted across generations. Today, they continue to be a driving force in cultural preservation, social justice, and community leadership, embodying the enduring spirit of their ancestors.